Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And I wanted to do a lesson on this article. As you can see, the title of it off of RT News is EU or European Union to build new top secret bunker, says the media. All right. And we know the EU or the European Union, all right, according to the Holy Scriptures, is synonymous with the beast system. All right. Along with America, who rides the beast. All right. And NATO. And it started out as 10 nations. All right. And in these times, it's up to about 28 or maybe more. And these are the vassals or subordinate states to Babylon the Great, all right, which in times past, did everything pretty much to the benefit of Babylon the Great, all right, but we're living in the times where, a lot of the movements Babylon is making is causing friction amongst these European Union countries, all right, and you're starting to see a split or division as saith the Holy Scripture. So the EU here in this article are, as you see here, leaders, phones, right? Watches and hearing aids will be banned from the supposedly spy-proof dugout. All right, so they won't be able to bring phones, watches, or hearing aids. They will all be banned because this is top secret information that will be discussed in this bunker. And we know, according to prophecy, where these bunkers are located. And we'll get that to show you that these devils are getting ready to flee, as we're living in a time, okay, where, as the scriptures say, war, pestilence, and famine, which are common themes in prophecy, all right, are set to grip the final months of 2022. All right. And we prophesied of these things, for years. All right. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before us prophesied of war, pestilence, evil, famine, and so forth. All right. So we're living in the times where all of these things are going to come to pass, and it's going to happen fast. Okay. So the elites of this world know what's coming. All right. And they know that they have but a short time. So they're getting ready to, hone in on their plans. And we'll come back to this article. But as you can see here, a lot of the information that they've been discussing has been getting out, to enemies. And ultimately, we report on it. All right. We're in a time where the Edomite can no longer hide. You see, they're being exposed on all levels. All right. So it says the European Union or the EU, okay, or the beast is spending $8.1 million to build a secure bunker in Brussels where leaders can meet in secrecy. As the scriptures say, they meet in darkness. Okay. As a matter of fact, the scriptures tells us this. All right. Psalms 64:2. All right. Which ultimately this is a conspiracy. Con, with, to spire, to breathe. All right. Means two or more coming together to plan evil. That's all a conspiracy is. Okay. So for anyone to say that, to believe in conspiracy theories, you're off. Well, the Bible is full of plots, plans, and schemes and conspiracies. Okay, the charagma itself is a conspiracy. Okay, the nations coming together and meeting, period, they're all conspiring to do evil. Okay, at the WEF, the World Economic Forum. Okay, that was a conspiracy to do evil, as they were talking about tracking and tracing everyone. And we know what that's going to lead to. Carbon footprint being tracked every breath you take, every move you make, okay, you'll be tracked. Those are conspiracies, man. So don't let this world, in their usage of particular terms, downplay reality. Get you in that spirit, because you have this guy Vocab Malone talking about, the Hebrew Israelites believe in conspiracies. You damn right. Okay, everything that's happened in this country concerning our people has been a conspiracy. Why do you think in the neighborhoods where Jake live at, okay, you see nothing but, the destroyed, wicked, low vibrational foods, okay, where they make money off of our people, but at the same time, they lower their vibration and destroy their systems with fake foods. All of these fast food restaurants. Okay, why do you think Planned Parenthood is only in Jake's populations, pretty much? All right, you may have one here and there in other, amongst other nations, but pretty much the primary target is Jake, because they've conspired to destroy us. That's in the scriptures. They said, "Come, let us come together and cut off the name of Israel from being in remembrance." So all of these things are conspiracies. Okay, they're not meeting to to do righteousness. Okay, as the scriptures say here, they want to meet in secrecy. So what do you think they want to meet for? To discuss how to spread the law, statutes, and commandments throughout the planet Earth? Hell no. And more than that, they want to ultimately have somewhere to flee. Psalm 64 and 1. This is a psalm of David. "Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." Okay, and here's a group of them here. So let's read this again. The European Union is spending $8.1 million to secure a bunker in Brussels where leaders can meet in secrecy. The chamber would be insulated against electronic interference, and all gadgets will be banned from entering, with the news site claiming that such measures are necessary against Russia and other eavesdroppers. Okay, because there was a point where, there was talks amongst EU countries that Russia knew right away. All right, because they're spying on these countries, and a lot of these countries too are meeting. Okay, a lot of these European Union countries are meeting to figure out ways around Babylon the Great, as okay, the sanctions that have been put on these European countries, or put on Russia, is pretty much backfiring on these EU countries. Okay, the sanctions that have been put on Russia, okay, and it's spearheaded by Babylon the Great, is pretty much, taking these EU countries into what? Recession. Okay? And you can read that, and it's backfiring. Look what's happening over here in Babylon the Great. Okay, where the sanctions were put on Russia. The people are suffering. Gas prices are higher. Food's higher. All right, and Russia don't give a damn. They still getting paid. Okay, so a lot of these countries really, want to, ban those sanctions, but they'll have to deal with Babylon the Great. So a lot of these countries are also meeting, these EU countries are meeting for ways around Babylon as well. All right, but the primary focus of these top secret bunkers is ultimately they're going to flee because war is coming. Okay? It says, claiming to have seen an EU memo describing project, reported that the chamber will be designed to host around 100 people, comprising, all right, up to 34 leaders and associated staff, the elites. Okay, and I was just checking out a video. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Okay, where there's particular countries that are pissed off at the elites. Okay, and there was a poster. Let's see if I can pull that up. There was a poster where they had the faces of particular elite leaders, all right, as targets. All right. I believe it was top, all right, wanted globalists. See if we can get that. Here we go.
This is Sri Lanka today, and this is the Dutch farmers and truckers today.
Now, these are the protests going on all around the world. Okay, Sri Lanka and various other places. Okay, protest. And who are they protesting against? Their governments. A lot of the government officials are fleeing, running, because people are waking up to the fact that they've sold out to the elites. And what's happening, even as what's happening over here in Babylon the Great, is that the leaders are doing the bidding of the elites to crash the economies in preparation for the NWO and the charagma at the end of the day. People are waking up to what they're doing.
The government is escalating order for the world. And the first one who have pointed out.
See that? Wanted. An elite. Wanted. Another elite. Now, these are elites in the sense that they're rubbing elbows with some of the people you'll never see on camera. Okay? All right? But they represent some high-level wickedness. All right? And they are the ones that are ultimately pushing this NWO. And the charagma is being talked about more and more and more. All right? In various different news platforms. But here you see wanted. And who do you see the faces of what? Let's go back a little bit.
And the first one who have pointed out the most wanted globalist.
The most wanted globalist. Okay, so people are waking the hell up. And we're living at that time where they're not going to regard their kings nor princes, your government officials, your senators, all of that. You're going to ignore the police. Okay, and a lot of police officers are retiring, quitting. Okay, you have particular cities or states in Babylon the Great where the police by the droves are pretty much leaving the force behind that jab, which is setting the stage for total chaos. But you see Klaus Schwab, all right, who's a big pusher of the fourth industrial revolution. That's going to require you as a human being to have a charagma in you to be upgraded into their new world. Look at this guy. You know, he's at the forefront of some high level wickedness. All right. Yet in these particular in the Swiss, okay, this is the mindset towards these people. Look at that. Okay, and he's talking about retiring. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can find that. See if I can find that real quick. Because they're pretty much being figured out. Okay, everywhere you look, yeah, see, he plans on retiring after Biden's term is up because there's too much being exposed about these different people's agendas. So what you'll see is another face come that will do his bidding, but it's going to be under a hole, and that throws people off. That's how these Edomites work. Okay, but they're being caught left and right. Look at the Hunter Biden fiasco. Look at the Epstein fiasco, which means that they're getting ready to push a mass amount of false flags, okay, to pretty much sweep all of it. And this is what they've done historically. Well, we're living in a time where, as the scripture said, let's get it real quick. In Micah, the 2nd chapter. Micah, the 2nd chapter. I just start at 1, 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Okay, they meet to do evil. They devise iniquity to try and track everyone's carbon footprint in the earth is wicked. Okay, the fourth industrial revolution, wicked. Okay, to try and get people to eat fake foods is wicked. Okay? This is one of their plans right here. I believe the brother, let me see if I, okay? This is wicked. Sci-fi beef, where they're taking cells from cows and using their technology to grow meat. Okay? Evil. Okay? They're talking about you're going to eat bugs, worms. These are the things that they're talking about. Buying up all of the land and the resources on the planet Earth. See? This is why you see these particular elites as wanted amongst these people. They're mad. They're starting to figure it out. When the hell are you stupid ass Americans go figure it out?
People have caused problems in Sri Lanka, the Netherlands, and many other countries.
See, these people have caused the problems you see going on in Sri Lanka, the Netherlands, and all of these different countries. At the forefront of it are the elites.
The poster is still there on the street of Zurich, Switzerland. So far, this is what's happening.
Everywhere you look, you see rebellion because people are waking up, and that's going to come here, but it's going you people are so dumbed down here, you'll never get it. So it says they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, okay, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And this is what the Edomites have done systematically throughout the four corners of the earth. And their time is just about up. Okay. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. All right. And this family is the Edomites. Okay. From which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Okay. So the Lord devises an evil against this particular family, and that family is the family line of the Edomites, which they're still here. And I was just talking to some brothers. We were thinking about this doctrine these guys push, that if you lay with a woman of another nation, you the child that comes forth is not of the seed of the father. Well, the Edomites started off with him laying with a Canaanite woman, a Hamite woman, and an Ishmaelite woman. So that by default, according to you all's doctrine, means that there's no pure Edomites here on the earth. Well, according to prophecy, there are. Okay? That particular family line is still here. And they run Babylon the Great, they run the EU, and they run NATO. Okay? So this is what's happening to these people. In that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. He have changed the portion of my people. He have removed it from me, turned it away. He have divided our fields. So this is that parable as being taken up against these Edomites. Okay. One is taking up a parable against you. And the elite are going to try to flee, which is the purpose of this video. All right, but this is in the news, so it's, however the spirit takes us. But it says the chamber will be designed to host around 100 people, comprising of up to 34 leaders and associated staff. Due to be built by 2024, the bunker will be located somewhere within the European Council's complex in the Belgian capital. Okay, the meeting room will be offline, but will contain microphones wired to secure both booths for interpreters. Both the room and these booths will be shrouded in a NATO certified, insulation cage to stop electromagnetic and radio waves from within being picked up outside. All right, because all of these nations have upped their technology, they're up in their defense, they're intercepting particular conversations to figure out what the other is doing. War is getting ready to take place in the planet Earth, as this article said. War, pestilence, and famine set to grip the final months of 2022, and it's all right, figureheaded by the elite, which ultimately is through the spirit of the Most High, through Satan. Okay, but this all has to be done. Okay, it says, and anyone seeking to enter, even cleaners, all right, because they're gonna have their slaves down there. We'll show you that. Okay, they're not gonna go down there to work. No, they're gonna go down there and they're gonna, because they have underground cities already. There's all types of stuff in this world that these elite have going on in secrecy. But we're going to show you they're going to have their workers and slaves down there in those bunkers too. Okay? It says even cleaners will need a secret EU security clearance. All right? And what do you think that's going to be? Most likely a charagma, okay? Something inside of you. Okay, according to the supposed EU memo, the facility will be swept before and after meetings to detect, locate, and neutralize any eavesdropping device. So the real, the focal point of them is they don't want anyone to hear what they're talking about. And anyone entering will be required to leave phones, laptops, smartwatches, electronic key fobs, and hearing aids in soundproof lockers outside. The intense focus on security is aimed at shutting out Russian or other eavesdroppers. Okay? However, it is unknown whether the EU is building the chamber in response to a specific security threat or in general, all right, out of a general sense of caution. Well, they're building these bunkers because it's going to fulfill prophecy that the elite of this world, okay, are going to survive the destruction by going into these bunkers. Okay, just months ago, brothers did a video on how particular celebrities, one of the Kardashians was boasting and showing their bunkers. Okay, it better not be in Babylon the Great. But anyway, that's the new thing. You know, people with money are now preparing to flee, and this is no different than that. Although they're going to bring out particular reasonings and this and that, at the forefront of it all is prophecy. Okay? This is the book of Revelations, the 6th chapter, all right, in the 12th verse. The 6th seal is terror. Revelation 6 and 12, and I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. Now, the great earthquake, where the earth is going to rock to and fro, is the missiles coming. Okay? The missiles are going to come and destroy Babylon the Great, and it's going to be war all around the whole entire planet Earth. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Okay, that just represents the great destruction that's going to be taking place. Okay, and that by the destruction of Babylon the Great, the earth is going to reel to and fro. Okay, it says, as a matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah 24. All right, because of the destruction you devils have done unto the earth, as the scriptures say, he's going to destroy those that destroy the earth. Okay, and you devils aren't going to just be able to, flee and live happily ever after. No, there's another side to that. This is the book of Isaiah 24. Let's see where we're going to start. Yep, the city of confusion is broken. This is Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Meaning you Edomites' power structure. Okay? And then what's next? And it shall come to pass that in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. How, if the earth is gonna be a big destruction, how are the elites gonna be punished? Okay? Well, they're gonna be in these bunkers. Okay? Let's go back, and we'll come back to this chapter as well. Let's go back. Give me 1 second here. To the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter. Okay, Revelation 6 and 13. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the stars of heaven represent the elites. We're the stars on the right-hand side. Okay, the stars on the left-hand side are the wicked elite of this world. We're going to be the elite of the new world to come, Lord willing, under Yahweh Shai. And they're going to fall because as Babylon the Great is destroyed, that's ultimately going to, to bring forth pretty much a breaking up of everything that they have. And they're going to find out they're no longer in control. Okay. And we're going to jump to a precept too that's linked to this. Verse 14 says, and the heaven departed as a scroll, all right, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places because of the destruction that's going to be taking place on the planet Earth. Okay, so what is this linked to in biblical prophecy? Let's get the book of Isaiah, the 34th chapter, to show you the nation that is associated with this before we hit the point of the bunkers. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 34. This is the book of Isaiah 34. And what is this chapter known as? God's wrath against the nations. All right, World War III. All of the armies are going to be brought together for the brawl for it all. And the big brother, Yahweh Shai, is going to return. All right, after, as the missiles are being shot on America, he's going to come and deliver us and help to burn this place. All right. And also our brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It says, just jump to 4, Isaiah 34 and 4. And the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, okay, as a leaf falleth off the vine, and as a failing fig from the fig tree. Now, when you look up this word host, real quick. Okay. Tazabah, army, warfare, host. Okay. Host, army, host, that which goes forth. Okay. And the leaders are at the forefront of the militaries. They're the ones that give them orders on what to do. Okay. So not only is the military going to lose, but also the elite are going to recognize it's over for them. Okay. So the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off the vine, as the failing fig from the fig tree. Didn't we just read that in Revelation 6? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Okay, the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. And those missiles are going to be the curse. And also the angels, all right, shooting fire on this place. The big chariot that Yahweh Shai is going to come on as well. So we see that this all is centered around Idumea. Okay, the Edomites. Edom means red. Okay. All right. So we see that. And if we see verse 8 here, it says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. Okay. And the recompenses of the controversy of Zion. Okay. So that's end time prophecy, which here it is. John is seeing the same thing in the book of Revelation 6, but he brings out another perspective. Okay. That is very interesting. So let's read this again. Revelation 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places because of the great destruction that's going to come to Babylon. All right. At the fall of Babylon, the scriptures say the whole earth is going to be shaken. Okay. And it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Let's look up this word dens. And that's where those bunkers are built, all right, in the rocks of the mountains so that it can withstand destruction. Okay? So this is what they're building those bunkers for. Okay? Because they're getting scared. The word den, just get that real quick. Give me 1 second here.
Strong's G 4693, spalayon. Spalayon.
All right. A cave, a den. All right, let's see here. Cavern, by implication, a hiding place or resort. Okay? A hiding place or a resort. Okay? And they have underground bunkers by the shitloads. Okay? Let's see here. Let's just look up a few. I mean, just look up how they, just look up the images. I mean, you can look up the videos. California police discover underground bunker. But, I forgot that. I'm trying to look at the images. There you go. I mean, you would think this is below, above ground, but when you look at it, a lot of this is below ground. They have those bunkers, man. Okay, you go down up into there, okay, all the way down. It's going to be what? It's going to look like this. Pool tables, wine, all right, 20 to 40 years worth of food, okay? Slaves, as we just read, they're going to have their servants down there. All right, in these caverns, okay? Hiding place or resort. Ain't the scriptures on point? Huh? Yes, they're on point, man. So this is how the elite will survive, okay? As you see, it starts here in the kings of the earth, because ultimately they're the ones with the money to have bunkers like this. Okay? So in the kings of the earth, 1 second here. And the great men and the rich men and the chief captains. Now, when we read this article, who did it say it was for? Okay, this particular bunker, which is one of millions, is designed to host around 100 people comprising of 34 leaders and associated staff. So the leaders, okay? Now they say they're doing it just to, meet, but we know that according to prophecy, the real reason as well is to hide from the destruction. Okay, so the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman, because they're going to have their slaves down there, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Okay? And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. See, they're going to be running. All right. And even having technology to try to fight the Lord from those bunkers using technology and different buttons they can push. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? All right. And you would think once they're down there, they'll be repenting and crying, and asking for forgiveness. No, according to the book of Revelation, the 9th chapter. Okay. Revelation, the 9th chapter. And John the Revelator saw this. Okay, on the Isle of Patmos, thousands of years ago. Okay? And here it is, we have it. As a matter of fact, when you get Isaiah 34, where were we? In Isaiah 34. 1 second here. This is the book of Isaiah, the 34th chapter. And I believe it's at the end of the chapter. What does it say? We were reading about how Esau is going to be destroyed, the World War III, the day of the Lord's vengeance. This is Isaiah 34:16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, neither shall none want her mate. For my mouth have commanded it, and his spirit have gathered them, and he have cast it, all right, the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein." So the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua are faithful and true, and ultimately it was his hand that was used to get it in Bible form so we can have it by chapter and, the 3rd verse, 4th verse, 5th verse. It was ultimately the Lord's hand guiding it, but he worked through particular people on the earth to do it. Okay, and this is our faith. Okay, so going back to the point I was making here, as they're in those bunkers, after the destruction comes, okay, Revelation 9:20, "And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues." Now, how aren't they going to be killed by the plagues? Well, the bunkers, okay? And ultimately, you may have remnants of people, other parts of the earth, where, they just may still be alive, all right? But it says, "The rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and wood, which neither can see, hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts." So they're going to be down there still doing sacrifices. They're going to be down there in those bunkers still boasting and calling on Satan. They're not going to feel bad about what they did to the Israelites. They're not going to take into consideration the Israelites were just delivered into this big, gigantic chariot. Maybe we should chill. No, they're going to fight, as it says in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. They're going to leave the war they have with each other and fight against the Lord. But who's going to be commanding these armies is the elites from these bunkers. and they're not going to repent. Okay, they're going to still be into that wicked, drinking blood, trying to call on, sacrifice people to call on these gods so that their enterprise can be set up. Okay, so the rich men of the earth, all right, Isaiah 24:21, okay, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and they shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited." This is the future of the elite. Okay, the kings and queens of the earth. Okay, these are y'all are going to be the first fruits of captivity. You see, because according to Jeremiah 16, let's get that in Jeremiah the 16th chapter. Okay. Jeremiah 16:16, it says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks." Okay, now that we're going to be getting Jake, okay, too, because there's going to be, still some 2/3 rebels left wiggling. They may even have some of them in those bunkers. All right. We're going to get them out of the way. All right. If maybe a Jake is found, maybe at that point, because we're going to have the new bodies when we come down from the chariot, maybe we'll be able to have mercy on some. But at the end of the day, all right, we're going to come and get you elites out of those bunkers, and you're going to go right into slavery. You're going to go from hunk to punk. You're going to go from riches to rags. Okay, the Israelites, New Jerusalem is going to come down from heaven, and you're going to be left. Okay, you're going to be the remnant of the heathen, just like the remnant of the heathen at the time of Solomon. Let's get that. This is the book of 1 Kings, the 9th chapter. Okay, because remember, David slew, okay, the heathen, all right, but there was still remnants of the heathen left at that time. And what did Solomon do with them? This is the book of 1 Kings. Nine and 20. And the people that were left of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the former inhabitants of the Holy Land, okay, which were not of the children of Israel, who were rooted out of that land, okay, taken down, the children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly destroy, and you could put that synonymous with the destruction didn't destroy these particular people in the case we're reading. Okay, so they hid in the bunkers and, were able to escape the destruction. Upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. See that? They went into captivity, a tribute of bond service. Okay? A tribute, ultimately you're going to pay tribute, you pay your taxes. All right? You're going to have to give it, masa. It says a gang or body of forced laborers. Come on, man. Task workers. All right, Salaki. It says masa. Gang or body of forced laborers, task workers, labor band, or gang forced service, tributary, tribute, levy, gang overseers, forced service, serfdom, tribute, and forced payment. So y'all asses is going into captivity. Okay? Y'all gonna be worthless. Y'all gonna melt. Y'all gonna be through. Okay? So in bond service, ibad, you're gonna be workers to serve. This is all in the Holy Scriptures, man. Let's finish it off here. Isaiah 49 and 23, and the king shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queen shall be thy nursing mothers, and they shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. So we want the kings and the queens, and licking the dust is just synonymous with being under us. It doesn't mean they're going to be licking our feet. Okay, you nasty freak. We ain't trying to get our feet licked by the heathen. Okay, no. It's just symbolic of them being our footstool. But it's going to be their kings and their queens. Okay? So as the scriptures say, though they dig into hell, Amos 9 and 2, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. And though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Okay, so this bunker, okay, we'll see you when we get there, man. Shalom.